the best advice that I can give is surround yourself with two good people. You don't need more than two. But if you have more than two, that's good for you.
Yeah.
But two good people that you can play them anything and they will give you honest feedback of, oh yeah, keep working on this. This is awesome. Because I write some weird stuff.
Today on Love's Music, we have Valentina Sounds. Valentina has one of the most diverse and creative catalogs of pretty much any guest that's been on the show. She blends sounds of indie pop, rock, Broadway, and her classical piano training to make some of the most, I don't know what it is, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Her latest release, Bring on the Fire in 2019, has hits that are still relevant today. She has about 10 or 11 singles. She has a show coming up in New Jersey at the Auburn Winery. She's also playing 118 North in Wayne, Pennsylvania in February. You do not want to miss this conversation with this talented young lady. Up next, Valentina Sounds. Valentina Sounds, thank you so much for being on Love's Music today. Another Philadelphia native. So good to see you.
Yes. Hi, Julian. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure. So let's talk about your catalog, right? I had a heck of a time trying to explain to people, I don't know what type of music it is, what you do. The songs are so different. They're all, how do I say this? They're crafted so creatively. What you're doing vocally is so freaking difficult. I mean, you're a classically trained pianist, but you also sing your you-know-what off. It's the music's so good.
Thank you.
Before I say too much, how would you define your sound?
So this has been a lifelong journey for me because I've always been told that they can't put my music in a box and it's difficult to market, to be honest. So lately I've landed on indie pop, which is generic enough that you can fit anything from Billie Eilish to Adele in there and it will clear. The playlisters on Spotify, the evil Spotify, seem to agree with that term.
Okay.
And then my music, I would say my music is very theatrical and very arranged. I don't know, compared to other music that I hear. Like I put a lot of thought into the chord progressions and the arrangements and the backup vocals and all of that.
It is. The sound is sophisticated. Depending on which song you start with, it's a completely different experience with your music, right? Like I was telling you before, like I hear the music and I'm like, oh, it's almost like there's an innocence to it, almost like kids' music. And then you hear a song like, I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything. And I'm like, oh, this is like, I'm getting like Alicia Keys level soul vibes, you know?
Yeah, that one's a little bit more soul. And I just had a great meeting with my current producer, Ron DeSilvestro, which I know a lot of people in the Philly area work with him. And we were talking about creating for the next project, next group of songs that we're going to create, trying to make a more cohesive sound. And it's going to veer a little bit more towards rock soul. So what you hear in I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything and maybe a little bit of what Wake Me Up has been from the past 5 releases, just to try and keep it a little bit more consistent. I do have a group of songs that all sound like that. So I think the next project is going to be like that. But otherwise, I just follow my instincts and I follow my creativity. And sometimes it takes me on to, Eat the Chocolate vibes, which is super quirky and silly.
Yeah. Is it actually about, I thought it was like innuendo. Is it actually about chocolate?
It is. So I'm Italian.
Okay.
And in Italy, when you have a problem, mom says, just eat a piece of chocolate, you'll feel better.
Oh, okay.
So whether it's cramps or or you broke up with your boyfriend, a piece of chocolate will fix it.
Yeah.
But I'm allergic to chocolate, so I can't eat that.
Okay.
So the song starts out, eat the chocolate so you don't have to feel unsatisfied.
Yeah.
So it's sarcastic and it's quirky and it's funny. And I just wanted to, I was in a mood that day.
Okay. Yeah, I like the tune. It stuck out. I remember I just listened to it today.
Yeah. So that one, I think that one fits in a box with maybe Fun, which is one of my latest releases, where again, there's always like, I think the theme of my music is living as ourselves in the world and finding a good balance. And for me, I have to say that sarcasm is my coping mechanism. So a lot of my lyrics and music sounds a bit sarcastic. And
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and I try, if I can be funny, I'll go for that joke, you know?
Well, there's something very endearing about an artist that doesn't take themselves too seriously. Like there's
Right.
artists that they're great artists, but they're so heavy. So when you have like a body of work and it's like, okay, we're swimming in the deep end. Here's our accessible song. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I can actually like play this with like other people in the car, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the reasons I think your stuff sounds so different is because you also you're doing things very sophisticated musically, but even the way you write, really creative. Like a song like Monsters, like I think that's your most recent release.
It is, yeah.
Monsters is the most recent. Clever song. One of my favorites of yours, and I didn't know if it was a metaphor or if you were being literally, is 10 Years of Piano.
Ooh. I like that song.
I love that song. And I was like, is this a metaphor for like a relationship? Or are you actually speaking to a student saying like, you don't need 10 years of piano, you don't need me anymore. Talking like I've taught you for 10 years and now you're good enough to not need me anymore. I have to know what you meant there.
I kind of like your interpretation there. So I don't want to ruin it by telling you what I wrote it about.
You're not wrong, but I'm going to let you have it. That's it.
No, I think your interpretation makes perfect sense. I think I wrote that song so long ago, actually, when GarageBand released their first automatic piano player. So they're basically their first AI piano player that you could you could drag and drop and it would follow, say, the chord progression of your guitar playing and fill in the piano part. So my conversation is basically with the music industry saying, I studied 10 years at the conservatory and you don't need me anymore because now you've got AI. And like, it is so current because now we have the explosion of AI content that we can't even keep up with. So lately I've been re-listening to that song with the eyes of today and like, you know, it's only getting worse from here.
Yeah. I think now I like the song even more now. Like it's your interpretation, so that's the right one. But like even that's clever, brilliant song.
Thank you.
Musically, there's a line in it about something like the kids are fighting or something. So that's what threw me off. I'm like, is this not even about piano? Like, is it one of those like hyper clever songs that aren't like? It's
again like stream of consciousness writing, right? So I think the line is, I spent my afternoons looking at the children play, maybe, because I wasn't allowed to go play until I was done with my piano practice. So
that makes sense.
There's a little bit of that, and then. I think there's a line in there about fathers yelling at children's misbehaving. Again, the father's yelling because you're not practicing the piano, but it doesn't matter because now you don't have to learn how to play it anymore.
So good. I don't know if you're going to put it out or if you're putting more resources behind it because it's an older release. I think it's from.
It is 21. An older release. I wouldn't know what to do with it now. I don't even play live because I play a Nord organ live, which has smaller keys. And they're not as heavy as a piano.
Right.
And I wrote that whole classical interlude in the middle, and I cannot play that on the little organ on the Nord. Because I'm used to the muscle memory of playing it on the piano. So, I don't really play live too often.
Oh, all right.
I know, but it is a cute song. I do like that song. I think one of my favorite lyrics out of that song is, sure, I write some pretty songs. Sure, I write some clever lyrics, but no one ever listens to the words. It's a self-deprecating song.
I appreciate listening to your stuff. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, so good. So where can we come see you? Right, I think you have a show in New Jersey.
Yes.
That is in the Auburn Winery on December 14th.
Correct.
All right, folks, if you're in the Philadelphia area. Auburn Winery, December 14th in New Jersey. You can certainly come check out Valentina Sounds. Are you doing that with the trio or is that you by yourself?
Yes, it's the Valentina Sounds trio, which includes Sarah Mingle on backup vocals and hand percussions and Molly Hebert-Wilson on bass and backup vocals. So you're in for an evening of 3-part harmonies and well-crafted songs.
Love it. Love it. All right, so Auburn Winery in December, and you have another date I want to give people. You're opening for Maggie May, or
it's a co-bill.
Oh, okay. All right. Co-bill.
Co-bill with Maggie.
With Maggie May.
Yeah, at 118 North in Wayne, which is one of our favorite venues to play at.
Awesome.
It's going to be a high energy, like get up and dance, definitely kind of show. We're bringing the full band out. So drums, electric guitar, and backup vocals.
All right, folks, save that on your calendar. That's February 27th, right? So you have, if you're in the Jersey area, on December 14th, or if you're on the main line in the Pennsylvania suburb area, Montgomery County, certainly February 27th at 118 North in Wayne. Let's support our local artists, and let's run up the numbers on those songs as well. So yeah, that's awesome that you're going to be doing that. What do you like doing more, performing or recording, you think?
I don't know. I mean, every time I get really nervous performing still. I have some childhood trauma connected to performing.
Place. Yeah. You childhood trauma. That's our 1-2 on this show. Huh?
I think you have to have some sort of childhood trauma in order to become an artist later in life, right?
100%. Yeah.
100%. So I do love performing, and I love the energy that I get from my band members when we're playing, and the audience, and getting the audience reaction is really great. But there's something beautiful about taking the time to getting a song just right in the studio, and even in a rehearsal space. I just really love getting all the pieces together. It's like a little puzzle that comes together at the end. And
I like that.
At some point you have to call it done and publish it.
What's the Rick Rubin quote? Good art is never finished, only abandoned.
Yes.
It's never really done. You just have to decide to stop working on it.
At some point you got to call it quits.
Yeah, absolutely. So you wrote a really cool article. Probably you made I would call it an article. It's an article. It was a post on your Instagram actually explaining the difficulty of recording. Do you remember this post? I think it was August. I only remember because it was around my birthday, maybe August 13th.
Oh, yeah. Was it about I don't feel like doing anything, and the vocal track that I had to re-record?
It was a numbered list of things that make recording difficult. And you're you have to be creative. You have to be creative now. That's one thing.
Yes.
Another thing. Do you remember this post? It was a really good post.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of remember it. Yes, I mean, I don't know that I can quote it verbatim, but I do agree. There is a lot of that to it, where you book the studio. So you finally wrote your song and the arrangement is ready, and you're booking the studio time, and then under the microscope of the recording session, all these other problems may arise that you have to fix, and you have to fix it now. And sometimes, I mean, at least at my level of production, we don't have the resources to go back in and fix it or re-record it. I am now lucky that I have a home setup where if I want to re-record the vocals, I am able to do that. But to retrack drums, for example, is expensive. You have to rebook the drummer, the studio, and the producer, and the sound engineer, and all that. So it's about getting it right the first time. And then sometimes I think what I was writing about was, maybe not in that post or in a different post, was sometimes you're recording a song that you wrote 5 years ago. Because you hadn't had a chance to record it professionally yet, or you want to get I don't feel like doing anything. I wanted to get a full band version of that song, instead of just the trio live version that had already been published. So you have to find it within yourself to reinterpret those lyrics and that song and that feeling that you had 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whenever it is, and make it sound convincing for the you that is today and the audience that you're speaking to today. So
with your kind of music, because there is a lot of personality in the music, you know what I mean, in your music. So that's actually a challenge for you to actually revisit that same energy from, say, 3 or 4 years ago and be like, okay, the reason the song is like this is it's because it's supposed to be performed like this. So you might be going in there sad, trying to do a happy song, and I'm oversimplifying it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
kind of.
Like,
But it is. And like I recorded the first vocal track for I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything in a moment where I was high in my musical theater studies and I was taking voice lessons again with a musical theater teacher. So the first track is like super bright, forward, loud, and I'm like listening to it and the mix, I don't know, it's not working. I was like, oh, it's the vocal track.
no.
It's my fault.
It's my part.
It's me. Exactly. So I was like, damn it, I have to go back in and fix this. And so I toned it down and I made it's a lot more R&B, which I really like.
Yeah. That's Alicia. My mind went right to Alicia Keys when I heard it. And I was like, this is kind of a dope song.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot more now. I just couldn't listen to it. And if I can't listen to my own song, then it's not coming out.
Yeah.
And that's my only requirement. I mean, I used to like fiddle with songs until they were just perfect, but like we discussed before, that's never going to happen. So I had to learn how to let go of that perfectionism, but I have to at least be able to live with it.
Right.
And I just couldn't live with that version. I don't feel like I wish I had an old mix that I could share on social media.
Yeah. Well, can you listen to your music recreationally?
I don't know that I would listen to it recreational. When I listen to it, it's always because I have a new project coming out and I'm trying to.
Right? You're still in mode. Yeah.
Yeah. But recently I was in the cast of a musical. Mm-hmm. And for the cast party, our director was kind enough to like put my Spotify on shuffle. So we listened to my entire catalog. And not just me, like everybody that was in the room. And
like the whole cast?
Yeah, whole cast. Yeah, he made everybody listen to
anxiety inducing. I could just see you shrinking in the chair. Like.
Yeah, a little bit. But at the same time, like people were really into it. They really enjoyed the song, and he had a screen that he was projecting. You know, the little Canva thing that shows up on Spotify, and the images looked good, even blown up. So like it's nice. It was nice. It was nice to feel appreciated. Right. And the music sounds good. And I'm really proud of the quality of the work that I have put out. And the videos were cute and upbeat. And I think they represent me as a person pretty well.
And I was going to do that too. Like when I was talking in the beginning, and I it kind of glossed over it, but even like your visuals and everything fits the music perfectly. Like the way you present as a brand, it comes off genuine, authentic, super creative. It doesn't look like you're like packaging yourself as an artist. You're like, oh, this is just me. This is an extension of me doing this song. They just look like pieces of you that make up this like tapestry of this like really interesting artist.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
As opposed to being like, well, this is a brand. This is my club song. So it means I have to look like this for the club song. This is my, ever seen when people are kind of like pandering to the market a little bit? You can kind of tell when people are doing that.
Yeah. I've been trying to simplify my ideas a little bit, right? So that they translate better to a wider audience. I've been playing around with branding ideas. I mean, obviously the pink is something that is always always there. But
it defines the monster video. Like when it comes up on my feed, I'm like, oh, here's that song again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, you try little things, and I've been at this music career thing on and off for, I'm going to say at least 15 years. Mm-hmm. So this year though is special because it's the first year that I am not classroom teaching. I'm not doing any other side jobs. I'm really focusing on just my self-employed adventures, as I call them. So I'm focusing on music. I'm focusing on my brand. I have accepted that I am multi-creative and I can't help it. There's just nothing I can do about it. So it may look a little bit scattered what I do, but it makes sense to me. I do a little bit of theater, I teach voice, I music direct, I sing, and I write songs.
I don't think the market is looking for that. I think the days of a perfectly polished brand are over. I think people want to see flawed humans doing cool stuff. And that's where it ends. You know, like remember when I was, so I'm a product of the 80s, kind of grew up in the 90s, right? So when a pop star came out, they had already been vetted, trained, vocal lessons, danced, best producers. And then once the package was fully baked and marinated, put a bow on it, here's Usher, here's Britney Spears, here's Michael Jackson, you know? Now, I mean, some kid in Iowa with a computer and a microphone, I mean, can get 7-8 million plays from his bedroom.
That's right.
Yeah, you know? And you're watching this like kind of half-baked artist who's figuring it out, but we're like along their journey while they're figuring it out. So
you got to get people invested in what you're doing, right?
Right. Yeah. Before you wouldn't even see a Michael Jackson video until it was on like ABC. Like,
right.
You as your family are in the living room watching it, you know, it's like fully formed product, you know? Now I know what like the artist like ate for breakfast, you know, like you see like the human side of it.
Sometimes a little too much.
Yeah, a little too much. I like
lay off the food pictures, guys.
I don't need to see you in your pajamas. It's good.
Put on a shirt.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like what you were saying, can I read you this quote? I want to get your take on it if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were talking about like finally having the bandwidth to really invest in your craft now that you're not in the classroom as much. And you made a sentence like you just have to do it, you know, like you've been at this thing for a while. You keep, whether it's not, you stop and come back to it, whether you're managing a couple hiatuses for whatever reason, you know, but it's just something you keep coming back to. And I want to get your take on this quote. This is by Rick Rubin, by the way. A lot of people who are artists don't understand it themselves, especially the young ones. They feel different, but they don't know what it is. They feel more. Everything hurts, everything. They're super sensitive. They see things that other people don't see. And I think about that statement in correlation with you saying you just keep getting drawn back. A lot of times this music thing, for me personally, I don't want to make a statement for you. It doesn't really feel like a choice. It's like the creative wind blows through and I'm like, if I don't get this song out of me, like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know?
Yeah. I mean, my first media was writing. So I have learned from a very young age, I want to say maybe my first journal, I started writing when I was 10. And it does really help create order in the chaos that are our feelings and emotions. And we as artists, I would assume all of us feel deeper and feel stronger and harder, or there's something in there, right, that pushes you to externate that. I'm not saying that our other people don't share our feelings. Maybe they don't feel the same urgency to share it as artists do.
Okay.
Is that what that quote is about?
I believe so. It's up to our interpretation. Well, it's a perspective thing, right? Like I think that people, you don't have to be a musician to be passionate about something, right? But I think that we manage our passion differently than, say, an athlete or a plumber or a really good tennis player, you know? You know, like for instance, like if I hear a really good song, in my mind, I'm like, dude, I want to make one of those. But I can watch somebody throw a 70-yard pass and I never think in my head like, oh, I want to go do that. I'd be a crazy person, right? But the athlete is looking at me and they're saying, dude, you're gonna make one. That's Kings of Leon, dude. You're not gonna make one of those. That's the Arctic Monkeys, dude. They have Arctic album. You're not gonna make one of them. And I'm like, no,
and you're like, watch me.
Yeah, right. Maybe not that good, but I'll try. You know.
Absolutely. I think for me, it is inevitable, but it's also, and maybe that's how it started, as like something that just had to come out. Now, because life becomes hectic and more difficult as you get older for several reasons that could span from economic, medical, or other emotional distress world.
Why now for you specifically, though? That's interesting that you say that.
Yeah. So then you have to make time for your craft. You have to make time to dedicate to your music, writing, painting, whatever it's going to be, so that you can make yourself feel better, help yourself feel better, right? To feel better. Yeah. again, for me, it is about organizing the ideas.
Okay.
I'm chaotic and I am, I used the word scattered before in this interview, and my interests are always bouncing between 6 or 7 different things on a good day. So when it comes to writing a song, it helps me focus all this chaotic creative energy into like one thing.
Mm.
And that usually puts me in a good mood and makes me feel better.
Good. Kind of centers you a little bit.
Yeah, it's like meditation.
To like one, like I have this one 2.5 minute piece of music, and this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fidget with it until it sounds good.
Yeah. Good. All right, that makes sense. So what's the next step for you then? So you have the shows. Your last release was 2019. Was the live album? I don't recall. Was the live album before or after that? The 2019.
The live album was after Bring on the Fire.
Right.
And then I just released singles because I just, between work and other things, I just didn't have the time to like sit down and record. Also like the financial means to sit down and record a series of songs. So I think what I would like to do with the last 5 releases and plus maybe a couple of unreleased songs is release an LP, a record, like a physical record that I can use to celebrate all the work that I've put in. And people keep asking me, when's the new album coming out? I'm like, what are you talking about? I have like 10 singles on Spotify. Go listen to that.
It's not an album. You should have an hour of music right there.
Yes. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been releasing so much music. So it is interesting that that people still want that. They still want the cohesive from beginning till end experience of listening to an album. So I'm working towards that. Just getting all those songs, recording a couple of new unreleased ones, and making a physical proof that I've recorded music in the last 5 years.
Nice.
And then after that, I already have the songs written, and that's what I was talking about earlier. It's a new project, so it will be nice to close this chapter of music that I've written and start opening another one that can come out maybe in the next year.
Sweet.
2027 maybe.
That'd be nice.
But 2026 is definitely going to be a record release of some kind.
Yeah. Well, if I may, I love the idea of you packaging the stuff that you have now. The stuff that I was listening to sounds cohesive, like it belongs in the same project, or at least they complement each other. Not exactly similar, but they are complementary, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd love to have them all on like one project. It'd be cool,
Yeah, and like people really like LPs again. So
I certainly do. Like I always I try to listen to an album like front to back in order, like at least once when something comes out. Like I like that experience.
Do you have a record player?
Yes, I do. Yeah. A little bit of vinyl. Not a ton of it, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to print a vinyl. People still want CDs, so I'll do a short print of CDs, and maybe I'll do some download cards of some kind, just to cater to everybody. And I was also thinking about the 2 unreleased songs of not putting them on streaming platforms and being it special to the physical object that you can buy at a show.
I like that too. Having like 1 or 2 like exclusive pieces of like you have to know about this to get it, Yes,
exactly. You have to get the record, the physical copy of the record, in order to listen to the new unreleased songs.
So when somebody listens to your music, what are some things you like them to walk away with? Like I pick up an album, I have a 10-minute drive, I listen to some songs. How do you want your listener to feel? Or what message do you want them to walk away with?
I want them to not feel alone. The music and the lyrics that I share are so personal, and they tie with such intimate things that have happened to me. I mean, Bring on the Fire is the divorce album. And then there was a pandemic. And then I had a home accident that precluded me from playing, and I was in the hospital for a while. So a lot of the later releases, the last releases, stem from recovering from that injury. And I'm hoping that when people listen to my songs, they feel like they're not the only one who's having those feelings and emotions.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So who are some of the muses that you kind of call on to put these projects together? Some of the artists that have inspired you?
They vary from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I love rock alternative bands like Radiohead, early Coldplay. I mean, I love the Nationals. I think I drew a lot of inspiration of like how he builds one-note melodies for some of my songs. But I also listen to a lot of musical theater and a lot of pop music on a daily basis, because I think it's important to keep up with the times and see what's shaking in the pop world.
What's shaking?
What's shaking? Yeah, it's a term that nobody has used in 20 years. So it really depends. I have to be honest, I haven't heard an album lately that has rocked my world. Okay. And I've listened to a lot of them, but I'm talking about like top 40 albums that are out there that, you know, you listen
like
to
mainstream albums that like the machine is pushing out. Like,
yes, exactly. But like, they haven't interested me. So I'm always looking for that as inspiration. I'm always looking for a song or an album that's going to shake me.
Okay. So when you're not looking for like deep meaning and introspection, do you have any music junk food, I like to call it? You know, like, I just want to veg out. I just need to like laugh, smile, and just like not think for 30 minutes. Play that.
Offspring.
Offspring's fun. I like
Offspring is great.
I saw Offspring a couple years ago. They're fantastic.
You did? They're still great. Oh my god!
Of all places, yeah.
That's awesome. Offspring. I like Green Day. Like I like upbeat, rocky stuff.
Yeah, Green Day is like my karaoke go to. It's like somebody get, all right, I need a simple song with choppy lyrics. I can just kind of like talk, sing while I'm like 3 tequilas deep. You know, like let me go. I'll do Green Day. You know,
yeah. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there is my queen, Aretha Franklin, who's always like when I'm down, I put on Aretha Franklin. I know all the lyrics, I know all the backup vocals, and I know all the horn arrangements of all of her songs. So it's a very full sing along. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't call that junk.
No,
food,
that's not. That's like gourmet. Like like there's like Reese's, and then there's like Godiva.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I am with like Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's like what I grew up on, so it's like like he's still kind of omnipresent like in my life. It's supermarkets. Like I hear Stevie songs, but every once in a while I'm like, all right, I need to just play like an hour Stevie Wonder, and I'm like, I totally forgot how brilliant this guy is. You know, I'm like,
brilliant.
He is
really brilliant.
I think like 80% of his songs are like absolutely incredible. You know, I barely skip anything. Like you can literally shuffle you could shuffle his whole catalog from the 70s and not hear a bad song for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, every song is so good, you know, but that's like I'm like raving. This is your interview. No,
that's fine.
So do you get a chance to do live music at all? Is there anybody you've seen recently that's
I try to support my friends who play locally. I was just at a Cecilia Furnaborg concert last night with my bandmate Molly, and she sounds great, man. She has such a great voice, great energy. I haven't gone to see any bigger bands, honestly, because it's expensive and I haven't been able to afford it. So that's why I haven't gone to see any live shows.
I've been on the Ticketmaster app. Like, do I pay car insurance or do I go to the show?
Yeah, no, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. And then sometimes I wanted to go see Leve, right? And it's $500 a ticket.
Who?
And I have a gig. Leve.
Who's this?
Oh, we'll have to send you some stuff. Yeah, she's another like gourmet pop.
Yeah, what
she, I would say it's spelled Laufey. Levey, I think.
Yeah.
Levey. I think she's from the UK or Northern Europe. I can't remember. But she's like jazzy pop.
Kind of like Ray. Have you ever heard Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of like big band, like killer vocals.
More leaning towards bossa nova. She sings a song called Lover Girl. That's really cute. But yeah, I just wanted to go see her live, and it's prohibitive. And also, like, on that night I had a gig, so I was like, well, I have to get paid.
I have to go in the black. I have to go
to work. So no concert for me tonight, but yeah, I would have liked to have gone. I know Nico Case is coming back around. I'm hoping to catch one of her shows. I've gone to see her a couple of times. I really love her. That's another one whose songwriting, like, I can't remember what the title of the album was, but it's the one that has Deep Red Bells in it. And that's another album that like shook me. Oh, it's so creative. Her phrasing, her chord progressions, and her use of rhythm, and how expressive she is with her lyrics, and that never quite rhyme. You expect them to rhyme and then they don't. So, and live, she's amazing live too.
Talk to me about your early years, right? You said you've been doing music steadily for about 15 years.
Yes.
So what was like, tell me what it was like the moment when you were like, I'm going to go do this thing for real. Was it like a light that just switched on? Was it like you were just kind of doodling and be like, oh, this is actually pretty good? You were already playing piano, then you just started like, give me like the early, like the first chapter.
Right. So I started playing piano when I was 6 years old, because that's a thing that you did in Italy growing up. There you had 3 activity choices, piano, soccer if you're a boy, and tennis. And I did piano and tennis. And then at 12, I quit because I hated my piano teacher. I started playing drums and I started doing theater, which is the second love of my life, along with music. In theater, then I graduated to musical theater and I started to sing. I knew I could sing in tune because with piano training, they make you sing along to what you're playing. But I started getting a little bit vocal technique and those nice big belty sounds of musical theater. And then when I started taking just voice lessons, the school that I took voice lessons from had organized rock bands with like other students of the school. And we started playing in this party band, basically. I was 17 and it was fun. Like we were pretty good. We played weddings and we played New Year's Eve parties and we get a little bit of money from it. And I carried that through into the first couple of years of college. In the meantime, I started my own band, which was a rock cover band. Love a good Alanis Morissette cover.
You gave a little bit of Alanis on a couple of tunes. There's I can't remember the one off the top of my head. I was like, she's kind of doing an Alanis thing on this one.
I love her.
Yeah.
And
because her catalog's not as huge, you know, like people like forget how good she is. And then she'll do she did like a duet with like Kelly Clarkson on like YouTube one time. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot how good she is.
You know, yeah, you're the second person to tell me I have to check that out. Yeah. And I haven't listened to it yet. So once we get off this interview, I'm going to go listen to that video.
I think you cut off your story too. I'm sorry. All right. In your rock band.
No, that's okay. So rock band, party band. And then I went to school for film because my parents wanted me to get a bachelor's degree. Music was not the way that they teach music in college in Italy was not interesting to me because it's mostly theory and history. So I wanted to study performance and it wasn't offered. Like you have to go to the conservatory for that. And I was also not interested in the classical conservatory track. So I ended up going to school for film, which helped me discover the other passion that I had for video making and editing and all the video that you see, I edit and I direct.
That's
so
cool.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then I met my now ex-husband, who was a full-time musician, and he's like, you should really write your own songs. I always see you there with your journal and you play the piano. Just learn how to play chords and write your own songs. So that was sort of the missing tile that came to be. And then when I was about 23 years old, I moved to Philadelphia, which is where I'm still located now. And I attended University of the Arts for vocal performance. And things sort of started snowballing from there, and I never left music since. And I really found my place in songwriting, I think.
Okay. So in the process of like learning how to navigate your way as a songwriter, a musician that writes songs and then package products, what's something that surprised you negatively and positively? Something like, wow, I didn't expect that. And then something you're like, oh, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought.
I think how mean people allow themselves to be online.
Yeah.
I think that was because, when I was in my early 20s, it was the beginning of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Still, people really were mean in the comment sections of some of those videos. Like they did, as the kids would say now, they didn't pass the vibe check. I think we have learned how to be polite in comment sections ever since, but like those first, under some of the videos of my old band, they would write, "You need to replace your lead singer." So, which was one of the meanest things that you could tell.
Especially when you're learning. You're like, dude, can I have a few months to be bad while I like learn how to do the thing?
Yeah, I'm like, I just got, I'm in college. This is like the third song I've written, and also like, go F yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can swear on this song.
Here's a frame that actually helped me with like the criticism. I think I'm like paraphrasing from like a Chris Williamson, Alex Hormozy interview, but it's the reason why people do like to criticize is because as a critic, a lot of the times they're right. You know what I mean? Like the negative people that are like, hey, you're never going to make it. Yeah, they're usually right a lot of times when they say that. A lot of people don't make it. Hear me out, right? Or they're like, yeah, you're not good. And a lot of times you're not good yet. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're flat. Yeah, I probably was flat on that note. The thing is, as us as the artists and the creators and like the visionaries, we only had to be right once. You know? Mm-hmm. I write 10 songs and they're like, dude, that one sucks. That one sucks 9 times. If the 10th one is good, none of the other 9 matter.
I've also grown to not care, but 25-year-old me was very insecure already. So hearing my insecurities echoed back at me wasn't the experience that I probably needed. So that was that. And then on the positive side, I don't know that I was surprised by anything. I think I expected all of it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, you asked what was one thing that surprised me in a positive way of music making. I don't know if anything necessarily surprised me. I think as I grew into myself and into my own songwriting, I just learned to be a little bit more level-headed and less emotional about it, about certain things, and to care a lot less about...
Less emotional with songwriting?
No, less emotional with the reaction of like, once the music is out. I guess one thing that surprised me in a positive way, I had a really great experience when I was about to release Wake Me Up. I played it for my high school students. I was teaching a class, part voice class, part music appreciation class. And sometimes we would sit down and just listen to music and critique it best we could. So I was like, well, do you guys want to hear my new song? It's coming out in a couple of weeks. I think I have the final mix. And they're like, oh, yes, absolutely. And I played it for them. And like half the class was in tears. It was so cute. It was so cute. And one of the students came up to me and said, thank you for writing this. I think people need to hear these kind of songs, these kind of lyrics. And as someone who has struggled with intrusive thoughts, it was really validating to hear a kid, basically, a 17-year-old, mirror back at me that, this is important. You do need to put this out. So that validated the work that I was doing and the lyrics that I was writing, or that I am writing, and gave me the courage to sort of publish the songs and keep going with the mission.
Yeah, that's nice. So what does a bad day look like for you today? I mean, this songwriting stuff and trying to be a musician and professional is tough. Like, what's an idea of a bad day in your world?
So a bad day ends up being a non-productive day for me. So if in one day I don't get to do any of the things promotional or practicing wise that can advance my career, then that's a bad day.
Okay.
I try not to have too many of those. And hey, sometimes everybody needs a little bit of rest. I try not to beat myself up if I just need a day to lay in bed. But sometimes I get sucked into social media and spend too much time on my phone. And then it gets to 5 p.m. and I'm like, I haven't warmed up my voice. I haven't written anything. I didn't send any emails out.
Right.
So I wouldn't call it a bad day. I would just call it a frustrating day. And then on a good day, I'm always trying to do a little something, even if I don't have the energy to reach out to 10 venues for concert or to finish writing a song. I appreciate what I had the energy to do during that day. So if I sent out 3 emails, or I was on social media, but I grabbed some screenshots of people that I want to reach out to, I still consider that productive and positive.
Well, what are some of the tools you use? Because everybody can get caught in like the TikTok trap, or going on social media, or you sit down and like, all right, I'm just going to watch this 30-minute Netflix show. And next thing you know, you're like 6 episodes in, and be like, I just ruined my whole afternoon. Like I just forfeited the next 3 hours, watching cartoons or whatever. So like what are some of the tools you use to, stay focused, either set goals, hold yourself accountable? Something we maybe could take with us.
I set myself timers. So if I'm going to be on social media, also like my social media accounts are fairly restricted to music. And then I have a separate one where I'm teaching voice lessons on it. So I have my songwriting social media, so Instagram, mostly Instagram and TikTok, where anything I scroll through, even if I'm scrolling, is music related. So it's never quite just doom scrolling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if I am just checking out what my friends are doing, I will see where they're playing. I put it on my calendar. If I can attend, I'm going to go. Or maybe I come across an interesting podcaster that I need to know.
There we go.
And that's how I found you. And I'm so grateful that I did. Or like an artist that I didn't know was from the Philadelphia area and that now I need to know. So I set myself a timer, even if I'm doing it, and I restrict my vision, my field of vision to what my interests are, so that even in those moments of, yes, I'm wasting time on social media, I'm really not wasting time, because you can call it research. Sure. if you really want to. So it's fun research.
No, there's that's just necessary. Yeah, you have to be in there. Yeah.
You have to do it. And my friend was telling me last night, she's like, I'm not good at keeping up with where people are playing, because I go on social media, I post, and then I'm out. And I have to say that sometimes I try to do that too, because it's so distracting. But some other times I like to see what my friends are up to. It's fun. I rejoice in their successes.
Right.
And then I do lists of many type. I have one right here. Checklist.
There we go. I'm like that too. I still write down, and everybody at work is like, we have like an app for that, right? Like there's a whole dashboard.
I can't do the app.
I was like, I need a pen. I'm good with my pen.
Or I'll switch it back and forth. Sometimes I have a checklist on my computer. Sometimes I have a physical checklist, and like the 6 or 7 interests that I have, I also have to keep my attention going by having 6, 7 different ways that I keep myself focused. But sometimes it looks a little bit more structured. Like this is obviously my calendar book, where again, I do have a calendar on my phone. However, I really like the physical, colorful aspect of the calendar.
Brings it back to my childhood when I had the one on the fridge.
I think there's still value in that, honestly.
100%. Yeah. Of all the work you did, either creatively or even not music related, what's the one thing you would say you're most proud of?
Oh, there's so many things I'm proud of. I'm proud of my students. No. I'm always proud of my students. All of them. I'm proud of my vocal students, private voice students that are coming to take lessons now. I love to see their progress and their confidence grows in their skills from lesson to lesson. I'm proud of my former high school students that graduated this last 4 years that I taught there, and all the theater productions that we put up and made them feel good about themselves, and created experiences that they will bring with them for the rest of their lives. And I'm also proud of the songs that I have written since Bring on the Fire. It's a huge body of work, and I didn't think I had it in me, and I'm glad that they're out into the world existing, and people are listening to it in all countries of the world. And I have a large following in Brazil.
Go figure.
And it's awesome. I love it.
Your music's good, like sneaky good. It's like there's stuff that grabs you right away, and then there's stuff I heard like the third time, and I was like, oh, I must have missed this the first time. This is so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I genuinely enjoy your catalog. What's the best compliment that someone's ever paid you?
I don't know. I think you dropped a few today that are high out there.
That's the show, but we build each other up. This stuff is hard. You need somebody telling you you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes we live in our own little vacuum, and it's nice to hear that, that people are listening and they get it.
Well, there's like a loneliness associated with being a creator. At least in my experience, you're walking around with these thoughts and you don't know if they're good. You don't know if it's good. And you're like, I have this thing that I believe in, but I haven't really shared it yet. And I'm kind of scared. And all right, I'm going to share it now, but I think it's good, but no one really thinks it's good yet because I haven't really made it yet, and nobody really sees it the way I see it. So you're kind of like alone in your head a lot. At least I am, Yeah,
no, I think everybody is. I think I definitely am. And the best advice that I can give is surround yourself with 2 good people. You don't need more than 2. But if you have more than 2, that's good for you.
Yeah.
But 2 good people that you can play them anything, and they will give you honest feedback keep working on this. This is awesome. Because I write some weird stuff. I write some weird songs, and then I send it to Ron, and I'm like, Ron, I don't even know if this is good anymore. Give me some feedback. And I always trust what he thinks. And he's one of my people that I can send him something and he will give me honest feedback. And the other one is my boyfriend, Bobby. I'll play him anything. While in some previous relationships, I would feel not comfortable sharing a product that wasn't finished because I fear their judgment.
Right.
Bobby will always help me.
That's nice.
Figure out what's missing, and he's not a musician. He's a listener. He's a theater guy.
Maybe that opinion is more valuable because you're a little bit more objective than say a high. Like a high functioning musician who's well in tune with chord structures and knows has this big wealth of music knowledge. Sometimes you just want a passive listener. You'd be like, hey, if this came on, would you stop and listen to it?
Yeah. So it's nice to have to have both.
Absolutely.
And then you have my band members, obviously, they always listen to the songs, but I will share it with Ron and Bobby before I share it with anybody else.
Cool. So Valentina, what is the best way that we can support you? I hear this interview, I come off it, and I was like, I want to, this artist is doing some cool stuff and I want to support. If there was only one way to support you, what's the single best way to do that?
Sign the mailing list.
Got it.
Because I love it when people follow on social media. Obviously, I'm very active on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. But after a few months, the algorithm cycles you through and then you don't see the artists that you were following anymore. So the best way to do it is sign the mailing list. That way you get your notification right into your inbox. And if anything happens and we have to switch platforms, you know, right from the newsletter.
Nice.
So that would be the way.
Well, not just as artists go, but as people go. You are an absolute gem. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this hour with us.
Oh, thank you, Julian. It was a blast. Thank you for the meaningful, deep conversation about music.
Oh, happy to do it anytime. And the rest of you, thank you so much for joining us at Loves Music. Tune in every Thursday at 7 a.m. for new episodes. If you like what you heard today, please check out Valentina Sounds. Like us, subscribe us. And if you really like it, tell somebody who loves music. See you next week.